Welcome to Hernando Fit Kids Summer Scavenger Hunt 2022. For those of you who have done this with me before, welcome back. I'm glad to see you. For those of you who are new, buckle your seatbelt because I think you're going to enjoy this. If you're not familiar with how a scavenger hunt works, I'm going to give you a list of 10 things that I'd like you to go out in your neighborhood and find. So what that means is you're going to have to check with your parent or an adult to make sure that they're okay with you participating in this. They may want to go with you, or they may want to ask you to take along an older sister or brother or someone else. The other thing that it means is I'm going to need you to help me give you the list, and by that I mean I need you to write down the items that I want you to go look for as I tell them to you. So right now I'd like you to pause the video and run and get a piece of paper and a pencil or a pen or a crayon or something to write with, and then meet me right back here and I'll give you the list of things I need you to look for out in your neighborhood. Okay? Okay, are you back? All right, I'm glad to see you. All right, go ahead and, if you will, number your paper 1 to 10. So you can just go right down the page, 1 through 10. All right. Now, I'm going to start giving you the list. I'm going to start with number 1 and work my way to number 10. At any time as I'm saying these, you can push the pause button and finish writing before you move on to the next one. I'm going to write it out for you on the video, and I'm also going to put them all up at the end of the video. So don't get nervous if you get behind us or anything, because there are plenty of ways to catch up. All right? Okay. So let's start with item number 1 that I'd like you to go out and find. I would like you to go out in your neighborhood and find a manhole cover. Now, you may or may not know what a manhole cover is, but it's something you generally find on the sidewalk or on a street, and it's a big metal flat cover that usually has a little hole in it on the edge. And what that is that allows people who work for the city and the county to go down underneath the road or down into the systems if they need to repair anything. So what I'd like you to do is see if you can find one of those manhole covers. You've probably seen them a lot and just never noticed them before. See if you can find one. The next thing I'd like you to find, I would like you to look around in your neighborhood and see if you can find a bird feeder or a bird house. So somebody in your neighborhood probably either has a bird house or a bird feeder hanging in their front yard, maybe in their front porch. The important thing about this game is you do not want to go up into anybody's yard or up on their porch or in their garage or anything like that. Everything you should just be able to see from the street. And all you have to do is just check it off on your list. You don't have to touch it or take a picture of it or anything like that. So look around and see if you see a birdhouse or a bird feeder. Number 3, I'd like you to find a fire hydrant. And it used to be that all fire hydrants were red, but now they're all different colors. So whatever color fire hydrant you can find a fire hydrant. Number 4, I'd like you to find a driveway that has a crack in it. And I don't mean an intentional crack like where the pieces of cement are divided by the people who put it in. I mean a real crack in somebody's driveway. If you live in a really new neighborhood, you may have trouble finding that, but you might be able to find one somewhere. Number 5, I'd like you to find a potted plant. It can be in somebody's driveway, in their front yard. It can be up on at their front door. A potted plant, just a plant in a pot. It can be hanging or sitting on the ground or sitting on a wall. It can be anywhere. The next item I'd like you to find is the letter J. See if you can find the letter J on a street sign, like maybe Jasper Lane, or maybe there's a J on somebody's bumper sticker on the back of their car, or maybe somebody's last name starts with a J and you see their name on a mailbox, like Johnson or Jackson. See if you can find a J somewhere. The next item I'd like you to find is a dead tree. Now, it can be a tree that's already fallen. It can be a tree that's still standing, but it's obvious that all the leaves have fallen off and it's just not growing anymore, or it's not green anymore. So a dead tree. And the funny thing about a dead tree is even though they're dead, they still play an important purpose in our environment. A lot of bugs feed off of dead trees. The next thing that I'd like you to find is a net of some kind. It can be a basketball net, a soccer net, it can be a volleyball net, a fishing net, any kind of net that you could find in your neighborhood. If you have a tennis court near your house, it could be a tennis net. Number 9, I'd like you to find 2 neighbors who are talking to each other. Maybe they are just kind of talking across the street from each other, or maybe they're sitting on their front porch talking to each other. Maybe they're taking a walk talking to each other. But see if you can find 2 neighbors talking to each other. And finally, number 10, I would like you to find a house with a white front door. Seems like it would be easy. I don't know. You'll have to try. I'm trying to think on my street if I know any houses with a white front door. My house has an orange front door. What color is your front door? Maybe it's white. Yay, that would be cool. Okay. So did you get those? You comfortable with all those items? When you go out to do this activity, I want you to be real careful with traffic. You want to make sure and obey the traffic rules. Stay on the side of the road or on the sidewalk. It's always best to go with a buddy. If you have a buddy you can go with. Take your pencil and your paper, and you can check off the items as you go. Just be real careful and be very aware. Be very alert to make sure that you don't get in anybody's way, like a car or a bicyclist, something like that. So be careful. Let's go ahead and review the items that I've asked you to find. Number 1 was a manhole cover. Number 2 was a birdhouse or a bird feeder. Number 3 was a fire hydrant. Number 4 was a driveway with a crack in it. Number 5 was a potted plant. Number 6, the letter J. Number 7 was a dead tree. Number 8 was a net. Number 9 was 2 neighbors talking. And finally, number 10 was a white front door. Okay, so if you need a little more time writing those down, just push pause, and those will stay listed up there for you. I hope you have a good time going out and finding this. This is a good activity for you to do with anybody in your family. if you have an older relative, maybe a grandmother or grandfather, this is a great thing to do with them. Kind of hard to do if you're walking your dog, if you have to keep track of your dog's leash and check off the items you're finding, but it's a great opportunity to walk with somebody who's walking a dog and you can do your activity. So have a real good time with it, and be sure and watch for traffic, and just have fun.